24 times. I have filmed this 24 times. Welcome. Hello, my name's Ariel, and today I want to talk about the 2017 Guillermo del Toro drama thriller film The Shape of Water. The film received several Academy and Golden Globe Awards for its well-constructed plot and stunning imagery. It served as a thrilling and romantic platform to reconstruct the year of 1962 onto the big screen, and woven throughout the plot was clever commentary on diversity, specifically on issues of immigration, race, sexuality, and handicap. How can we as audience members analyze how Del Toro was able to approach such controversial topics and still present the audience with digestible content? The answer lies in several classical influences on modern film, starting with Expressionism. Encouraged by this movement, the film wholly captured the rejection of beauty by glorifying outcasts of society. The amphibian man is dragged away from his natural environment and enters America as a reluctant immigrant. Eliza, his romantic partner, has a problem with her voice box making her a mute, and yet she happens to have the most to say out of everybody. Then they're aided by her black female friend Zelda and her homosexual aged neighbor Giles. By distinguishing the rejects and dignifying them, the story twists reality and leaves room for creative intensity, a key factor in procuring a strong emotional reaction from viewers. This intensity was represented in the dramatic and often violent representation of the U.S. government. The big bad guy is Colonel Richard Strickland, the corrupted supervisor of governmental research on the amphibian man. He uses his position of authority as an outlet for his vicious tendencies, often beating the creature to the brink of death and conducting sexual harassment towards Eliza. His abusive actions and aggressive behavior indicate that he is the real monster, as opposed to the amphibian man whom society rejects as a barbarian freak. This is symbolically represented through the decay of Strickland's reattached fingers. As they rot progressively, the more Strickland's true colors come out. They became increasingly black and putrid over the course of Strickland's decline into savagery. The fingers were truly disgusting, as were most of Strickland's interactions with those around him. Brutal treatment of the magnificent creature resulted in blood-filled rooms, and repulsive sex scenes with his wife sent the audience into a squeamish frenzy. This shocking imagery alludes to another classical influence on contemporary film, surrealism. Surrealism is this idea of being stuck in a nightmare. By incorporating nonlinear plotlines, dreams, the unconscious mind, shocking imagery, and juxtaposition, the director is able to keep the audience in a forced, dreamlike state where no one really knows what's happening. It's important that directors maintain a good control of the audience's attention, and this can be effectively accomplished through fear and confusion. Fear and confusion presented in the film is reminiscent of the fear and confusion that would have been felt by Americans during that time period. The film is set in 1962, when there was a lot of societal conflict in America. The 60s were dominated by the Vietnam War and civil rights protests. These years were also witness to the assassinations of U.S. President John F. Kennedy and Martin Luther King Jr., as well as the Cuban Missile Crisis. Finally, they ended on a good note when the first man landed on the moon. At the time, America and Russia were racing against time to gain an edge over each other with advances in science and technology. The film reimagines this by using their research on the amphibian man and Russian infiltration to create international tension. The Russian spy, Dr. Hofstetler, aims to unearth American research on the creature and reveal the information to his motherland, but then decides to release the asset after seeing the love that Eliza shares with it. This plays into that original expressionistic idea of emotion over beauty, emphasis on war and human place. The Shape of Water created a real emotional powerhouse by not only having the good guys be rejects, but by also having a Russian assume the role of an unexpected helper. Embedding such diversity speaks to a broader range of viewers and gains sympathy. By depicting the harsh realities of societal minorities in the 1960s, Del Toro intends to evoke a strong personal reaction and connect with its audience. While the film was rather severe in nature and integrated dark motifs, the audience found such ominous themes to be alluring. A large majority of the memorable scenes were based off of either gore or rebellion, both key structures to war. War is something that we want to discuss, and it's an ever-relevant theme, so by centering it around a fantastical world, the audience feels more comfortable in approaching the subject. Engaging with it is such a taboo and controversial subject has proved to be an adequate technique for retaining the viewer's interest, and Guillermo del Toro's The Shape of Water did this in a beautiful and captivating way.